everyone! Welcome back to my channel. This is Alrence, a licensed real estate sales agent in New York City. In today's video, I'm going to discuss with you what's the difference between pre-qualification and pre-approval. Did you guys know that being pre-approved is one of the key requirements when buying a home? Not only it will make your offer pleasing to the sellers should you find something that you really love, it will also give you a range of how much you can afford. But other than being pre-approved, there's pre-qualification. So, what's the difference? So let me explain it to you. Pre-qualification is the first step on your approval process. It will give you a range of how much your loan can be. You can usually do this by phone or email, and it's really quick. You just need to tell the lender your objective, tell them your goals, and why do you need a mortgage. So another question that I mostly encounter with my clients is that, do I need a pre-qualification before searching a home? You're asking me, it is highly recommended that you do a pre-qualification first before searching a home. Real estate agents and sellers wants to know if you have been working with a mortgage lender so they know that you can afford the home. You should have your letter ready within days of application. You just need to tell the lender the following informations. So you need to tell the banker your name, your address, your phone number, your email address, the amount of your income, your social security number, and you also need to let him know the amount of your debts and assets. This process is faster and easier, and you don't need much effort from the buyer. Most of my clients ask, does pre-qualification affect my credit score? So in pre-qualification, they will only do a soft pull on your credit. So the short answer is no. Not all lenders are the same, but mostly they will just do a decision based on the information that you have just provided them earlier. The third thing that I'm mostly asked by my clients is that, do I need multiple pre-qualification letters before searching a home? Well, if you're asking me, the short answer with that is no. And if I'm your broker, I will make sure that you go to multiple lenders first. You wanted to have an idea of how much loan and interest they can give. So in the end, you'll get a better deal, right? And if you're asking, what does a pre-qualification letter include? So it should have the loan amount that you pre-qualify for, the interest rate and length of the loan, and the description of how the lender has pre-qualified your application. Another benefit from pre-qualification is that you'll be able to see any small issues that your credit has that could show later on in the future. The key takeaway here is that pre-qualification is not 100% sure. The lender is just basing your approval based on the information that you have given them earlier. It's just an estimate of how much you can borrow, and your credit score has not been run yet. Just with your overall financial information, by giving your debt to income ratio and assets, they could make an assumption. So another benefit of pre-qualification is that you'll be able to see any small issues that can be a big issue later on. The key takeaway here that being pre-qualified is not 100% sure. So the lender is just making an assumption from the information that you have given them earlier and has not looked at your credit score closely. Your credit has not been even run yet, right? It's just an estimate of how much you can borrow from the lender. Just by giving your overall financial situations, by giving your debt to income ratio and assets, from those information, the lender will make an assumption. And also, please remember that a pre-qualified buyer is not as strong as a pre-approved buyer. If you're asking why, because the pre-approved buyer has their financials deeply checked by the lender. So now we are done with pre-qualification. Now you ask me, what's pre-approval? So pre-approval, this is the second step on your application process and is a much more work compared to pre-qualification. You must fill out a mortgage application form. You must need the documentation given to the lender. Then the lender will do an extensive check. Pre-approval will require you to show him a proof of your financial stability and credit history. The first question that's mostly asked of my clients that's undergoing pre-approval is that what documents should I need to prepare if I want to get pre-approved? So you need to provide your W-2, your pay stub, the summary of your assets and total monthly expenses, your tax returns if self-employed, and if you own a home, your mortgage statement and insurance policy. So the second question mostly asked by my clients is that how long does pre-approval usually take? So while lenders vary, it will usually take you 10 days. Remember, this is more of a hard work than pre-qualification. So they need to have some time to have an extensive check of all your information. So 10 days should be a good estimate. So the third question that I get to ask by my clients is that does pre-approval affect my credit score? And my short answer with that is yes, because the mortgage lender will do a hard pull on your credit and it should lower down your credit for a few points. So make sure that you're serious in buying a home before getting pre-approved. However, if other mortgage bankers check your credit score within 45 days from the previous inquiry, this should not count as extra inquiries. However, please remember that, for example, if you wanted to ask other mortgage lenders and compare the prices, as long as the other inquiries is within 45 days, then that shouldn't count as another inquiry. And the last question mostly asked by my clients is that how long does the pre-approval letter valid for? Well, there's no duration of how long the paperwork should be valid. In real estate industry, in my experience, any letter after 90 days will be considered old. So just remember that anything can change within that 90 days time. So nothing is guaranteed. The last part on your mortgage application process is getting pre-approved from a specific amount that you can borrow from the lender. You'll have an idea of how much the interest will be charged, and you may lock a mortgage interest rate from there. And after your pre-qualification and pre-approval will be your commitment letter. This just goes to show to you and the sellers that you are qualified in buying a home and you can close on that dream home of yours. So the advantage of doing both pre-qualification and pre-approval is that first, you will have an idea of how much home you can afford. And second is that when you find something that you really love, you can compete with other buyers out there and there is a strong chance that you can beat them because you are ready and you are pre-qualified and pre-approved. And just a pro tip, comparing the prices will be the best strategy for you. And it can save you thousands of dollars in the future. Just that one phone call and then one quote from the lender will save you thousands on interest. So there you have it. I hope this information will be helpful to all of you home buyers out there looking to buy a home in the future. If you have any questions about the process, feel free to comment down below and I'll respond. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to hit like and subscribe at the end of my video. This is Alrence Trinona, a licensed real estate sales agent in New York City.